Midnight drive gone wrong. They say you should never drive past a graveyard at midnight. Something about spirits wandering, the veil between worlds being thinner. Typical ghost story stuff. I never believed in any of that. Until that night. I was heading home late, the road nearly deserted. The only light came from my headlights and the dim glow of the moon. The route was familiar, but there was one part I always hated, an old cemetery that stretched along the roadside. Hundreds of gravestones, some ancient, some freshly dug, all shrouded in the eerie mist that clung to the ground like fingers reaching up. As I approached, a sudden chill filled the car, and my radio started crackling. I checked the display, still on my usual station, but the music had faded into static. That's when I saw it. A shadowy figure standing by the cemetery gate. At first, I thought it was just a trick of the fog, but as I got closer, my headlights hit it. A woman, dressed in black, her face obscured by a veil. She stood completely still, staring in my direction. I swallowed hard and sped up. I wasn't about to stop for some random person lurking outside a graveyard at midnight. But just as I passed her, a loud bang echoed through my car, as if something had slammed against the trunk. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. Did I hit something? I glanced in the rearview mirror. Nothing. Just the empty road. But when I looked back at the cemetery gate, the woman was gone. I gripped the wheel tighter. My mind raced with explanations. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe it was just the wind. But then, something even worse happened. The overhead light in my car flickered on. Slowly, by itself, I felt the weight shift in the back seat. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't want to look. Every instinct screamed at me not to look. But against my better judgment, I glanced in the mirror. And there she was, sitting in my back seat, her black veil barely concealing the hollow, sunken eyes staring right at me. I slammed my foot on the gas, my tires screeching against the pavement. The radio erupted into white noise, voices whispering, overlapping, growing louder and louder. Then, silence. The light in my car turned off. My radio returned to normal. The weight in the back seat was gone. I didn't stop driving until I was miles away, parked under the bright fluorescent lights of a convenience store. I turned around. The back seat was empty, but the faint imprint of someone's presence lingered on the seat. And when I stepped out of the car, I saw it. A single black veil lying on the ground behind me.